In the audio, you can hear her asking if she was being drugged, and he answers, "Take the shot."
Take the shot.
Audio submitted as evidence against P. Diddy and his son Christian reveal a stewardess being forced to drink alcohol which she believed was spiked with intoxicants. The audio was captured on a yacht which was rented by P. Diddy in 2022, and the transcripts have been made available of the stewardess allegedly being drugged. The audio was made available to CNN, who have confirmed the audio to be real, verifying the transcript which was included in the lawsuit against them. Other lawsuits against P. Diddy have listed his yachts as a place where alleged explicit parties would take place. A lawsuit filed in February of 2024 against P. Diddy had labelled one of his yachts as a place where the plaintiff had claimed to have identified P. Diddy and his sons as being involved together in the alleged explicit activities. A different lawsuit from April of 2024, which has submitted audio as evidence, comes from one of the yacht stewardesses who was working on the yacht serving drinks for the parties in 2022. The female cited audio evidence against Christian Combs, who allegedly was attempting to force her to drink alcohol which she believed was spiked, although she was there for work purposes of being a stewardess. Several pieces of audio and video have been submitted in lawsuits filed in federal courts against P. Diddy, being on which were recorded on a yacht which P. Diddy was renting, which the lawsuits alleged the crimes were taking place on, which P. Diddy is now under investigation for. In this video, we're going to take a look into the different types of audio and video evidence being from the yacht which P. Diddy was renting, which has been submitted in the lawsuits against him. A week after P. Diddy's homes were simultaneously raided by Homeland Security, which had showed his sons handcuffed outside his properties, a lawsuit was filed against P. Diddy and his son Christian Combs, being by a stewardess of a yacht which P. Diddy was renting. Grace Omar Kagi is an American yachting stewardess who had begun her career on yachts in 2018 at the age of 20. She was working for Equium in 2022, which is an aviation and yachting company. The Equium website reads that the Equium Group is a global professional services provider offering a wide range of wealth protection and business support services to private clients, corporates, and funds. The company also provides private jets and private yachts to private clients. The company with this service provides crewing services for the rented transportation. Grace Omar Kagi at the age of 25 was working for Equium in 2022, being for a specific super yacht called Victorious. Victorious is a 278-foot super yacht built in 2021 by Yacht and is owned and operated by Fraser Yachts. The yacht is currently listed on the Fraser Yachts website, with the selling point being an entertainer's dream, with it being described as offering various useful spaces for entertainers. The yacht has a summer and winter renting cost, with the summer rates costing $867,100 per week and the winter rate costing $950,000 per week. Grace Omar Kagi, working for Equium in 2022, had attended the Monaco Boat Show. The Monaco Yacht Show is a super yacht showcasing event held in Monaco each year, where the clients must purchase tickets to browse the newest super yachts on the market. Grace Omar Kagi was attending the Monaco Yacht Show for Equium in September of 2022, where she was given a job to help a dedicated team with specifically trying to sell the Victorious yacht to high net worth clients. Grace Omar Kagi and her colleagues who were tasked with selling the Victorious yacht, being through showcasing it in a highest standard possible, had been informed 2 months later that the selling points were successful and the yacht was hired by P. Diddy. P. Diddy hired the yacht under the winter rates of $950,000 per week, with him renting it for the period of the 2022 December holidays. Grace Omar Kagi was then provided as a stewardess for the yacht, with her being assigned to work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., which was known as the late shift. The yacht was chartered to the Caribbean island St. Martin, as it had been requested to be there, as it was sold to P. Diddy under a family getaway package for the 2022 winter holidays. P. Diddy's cases have been linked to the Caribbean islands, as not only this lawsuit had mentioned the Caribbean islands, but when the Homeland Security raids had taken place, P. Diddy's private jet was tracked as flying to the Caribbean island of Antigua, although P. Diddy was not aboard. Grace Omar Kagi's lawsuits claimed that although although P. Diddy had used a family getaway package, the makeup of the yacht quickly evolved from P. Diddy and his sons along with family to it then being used as a spot for a rotation of escort workers and other celebrities. In the lawsuit, she had identified celebrities French Montana along with Cuba Gooding Jr. as also being on the yacht. The lawsuit reads, quote, "Defendant S. Combs turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment." Unquote. Grace O'Marcaghi described in the lawsuit as witnessing laced alcoholic beverages and escort workers passed out in numbers sprawled all over the yacht. The lawsuit reads, quote, "It is important to note that as a bartender, plaintiff understands the impact of alcohol and the likelihood that a person would not generally become intoxicated following one mixed drink. Because of this, plaintiff found it very suspicious that after one shot of De Leon tequila or one mixed drink, various women on the yacht would be falling over themselves, panicking, or passing out. This led plaintiff to reasonably believe that the alcohol given to these women was likely laced with drugs." Unquote. Grace O'Marcaghi had also identified Rodney Jones, being a producer known as Lil Rod, as being on the boat and was on call to help P. Diddy work on his Love album, being in a makeshift recording studio on the yacht. Lil Rod sued P. Diddy in February of 2024 and had also mentioned the yachts, giving further details about the spiked drinks and activities on the yacht. The Lil Rod lawsuit claimed himself and the employees working on the yacht had personally witnessed P. Diddy's chief of staff, Christina Coram, instructing Brendan Paul and others to spike bottles of champagne on the yacht with ecstasy. Lil Rod listed Brendan Paul as P. Diddy's alleged drug mule in a lawsuit and claimed he was allegedly responsible for acquiring drugs to then be used in spiking drinks, being at P. Diddy's parties. Brendan Paul was with P. Diddy at a Miami airport during the Homeland Security raids and was arrested for felony drug possession after being found with drugs on his person. Brendan Paul has since taken a plea deal in the case. Lil Rod's lawsuit redacted the name of a rapper who he had witnessed on the yacht as consorting with underage girls and escorts. Lil Rod's lawsuit against P. Diddy identified Cuba Gooding Jr. as also being on the yacht and alleged that P. Diddy had left him with Cuba Gooding Jr., where Lil Rod in the lawsuit claimed that Cuba Gooding Jr. then allegedly made advances towards him. Lil Rod claimed in the lawsuit to have been a witness of P. Diddy and his son Justin Combs being together with an escort on a yacht in January of 2023. Grace O'Marcaghi's lawsuit claimed that at 5 a.m. on December 28, 2022, she had been alerted through the on-duty phone that P. Diddy's son Christian Combs would need assistance in being taken to the makeshift recording studio to join Lil Rod. The lawsuit claimed Christian Combs was intoxicated and began handing out shots to people in the studio on the yacht, with the lawsuit claiming he had played the song Me and You by P. Diddy's ex Cassie, being in the studio for entertainment when handing out the shots. Grace O'Marcaghi claimed in the lawsuit that when she was going to return to the pantry, Christian Combs had grabbed her arm and had stopped her from leaving, while she had told him that she had to get back to her duties, but he allegedly refused to let her go. The lawsuit claimed that Christian Combs had forced her to drink a tequila shot, which she had done in the belief that she would be let go afterwards. The lawsuit claimed she was still not let go and was still being held by Christian Combs, who then allegedly placed her down and sat with her, still not allowing her to leave. The lawsuit included photos from Grace of bruising on her arms from allegedly being forcefully held by Christian Combs. She had claimed in the lawsuit that as time passed, she began to feel extremely intoxicated and believed that the shot given to her was spiked.
In this audio that CNN has listened to, you can specifically hear the accuser who alleges that she was being forced to take this tequila shot that she believed was laced with drugs. And in the audio, you can hear her asking Christian Combs if she was being drugged, and he answers, "Take the shot."
As we know, Lil Rod's lawsuit had claimed that the drinks on the yacht were allegedly spiked. As they were in the recording studio, Lil Rod had the microphone live and an audio recording of the incident was captured. The audio was played for court clerks of the Superior Court of California, being for the submission of the evidence in the lawsuit. The audio tape has been provided to CNN, who confirmed its existence and verified what had been provided in the transcripts in the lawsuit. The transcript of the incident reads, quote, "Defendant C. Combs, yo, it's shot o'clock."
Yeah, I heard you check it.
Plaintiff, no, I'm not doing shots, Christian. Defendant C. Combs, everybody, we got to take a shot. Plaintiff, I'll just put it on the ledge. Defendant C. Combs, no, take the whole thing. Plaintiff, no, you'll take it as well. Defendant C. Combs, take the whole shot. Plaintiff, I'm only doing it as long as you take it as well. Defendant C. Combs, I ain't going to lie, I'm not taking nothing. Please take the shot. Plaintiff, you are drugging me? Defendant C. Combs, take the shot. Hey yo, play another beat one time because now, brackets, Cassie, Me and You featuring P. Diddy and Young Jock playing in the background, close bracket. Plaintiff, this is not an offer. Defendant C. Combs, you said what? Plaintiff, I can't, I'm swapping it out. I can't do it. I'm sorry, darling. Defendant C. Combs, nah, we need you. Plaintiff, I'm going to stop. I have to go. Honestly, I'm like already losing sleep. I have to go now. Defendant C. Combs, you're the best one on this shit though. Plaintiff, what do you mean? Defendant C. Combs, who's going to replace you? Plaintiff, who's going to replace me? Defendant C. Combs, f that. That's going to be trash though. You feel me? So the transcript does continue after this, but we're not going to read it because then allegedly Christian Combs begins to force himself on her, which is caught on tape. The events on the yacht had soon gotten worse, but luckily due to the time, another steward who was starting their shift at 6 AM had saved Grace from something potentially worse from happening. Grace had been finally allowed to leave the makeshift studio on the yacht, and her shift was finishing as it had come to 6 in the morning. New staff had come aboard and had seen Grace at the pantry and had questioned her on being intoxicated. The lawsuit claims the on-duty phone was then called by Christian Combs, who had requested Grace to take him to one of the bedrooms on the yacht so he could sleep, but Grace had waited at the pantry, where the lawsuit claims Christian Combs had then shown up to, insisting that she show him to a bedroom. No sleeping cabins were available, so Grace had taken Christian Combs to the cinema area, being a suitable sleeping environment. The lawsuit claimed that Christian Combs then blocked the door, not allowing Grace to leave. The lawsuit claimed that Christian Combs had then cornered her and had undressed himself. The lawsuit claimed that Christian Combs then allegedly tried to force himself onto her, but the secondary staff member had entered the cinema, which startled Christian Combs, allowing Grace to leave. The next morning, Grace had reported the incident to the captain, Peter Milkov. The lawsuit claims the captain then berated her and told her she most likely voluntarily participated with Christian Combs. The lawsuit claims Grace had found out that the captain had received a large tip from P. Diddy, which she believed was provided as hush money. Grace was then terminated from her employment shortly after. The Lil Rod lawsuit lists the events on the yacht as taking place at yacht parties. This was part of the collective of what was labelled in P. Diddy's non-disclosure agreement as artist parties. The Lil Rod lawsuit claimed P. Diddy would make people sign non-disclosure agreements when attending the parties and had submitted one of the non-disclosure agreements into evidence, which labels the parties as artist parties. The yacht parties were a variation of the artist parties, which P. Diddy had held on various rented yachts around the world. Video with P. Diddy and French Montana, who had been identified in the Grace O'Markagi lawsuit as being at the yacht parties, shows P. Diddy believed to be collecting phones of people making their way aboard the yacht. Footage from Young Miami taken aboard the yacht 3 days after the alleged assault on Grace O'Markagi shows several celebrities partying and drinking from champagne glasses. The Lil Rod lawsuit claimed himself and the yacht employees were allegedly witness to Brendan Poole spiking bottles of champagne to be used on the yacht. The Lil Rod lawsuit also spoke on Young Miami, with the documents reading, quote, Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring, funds transfer, or cash payments to workers. Young Miami, Jade and Daphne Joy were paid a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs' workers and received payment via wire transfer from Robin Greenhill, which outlined defendants' ongoing criminal operation, unquote. Young Miami has since unfollowed P. Diddy on Instagram in May of 2024. Both the Lil Rod lawsuit and the stewardess's lawsuit had claimed that escorts were present at the parties on the yachts. A lawsuit by P. Diddy's ex Cassie filed in November of 2023 detailed P. Diddy's hire of escorts in what he had called his freak-off sessions. The Cassie lawsuit claimed that P. Diddy had hosted what he had called his freak-off sessions, where he would get Cassie to browse websites to find male escorts to attend the sessions. The lawsuit also claimed that Cassie would be drugged and forced into the sessions. P. Diddy has had upward of 7 lawsuits placed against him in a period of 6 months, which all allege the same crimes. At least 4 of these lawsuits mention an aspect of spiking drinks. P. Diddy was sued by a former model in May of 2024 who had claimed she had been drugged, then assaulted by P. Diddy in 2003, telling her he would help her career. Both her lawsuit and the Lil Rod lawsuit had claimed that P. Diddy had told them that they would advance in their career if they were to partake in the activities. The Lil Rod lawsuit had claimed that P. Diddy had told Lil Rod that if he were to partake in the activities, people within the music industry would place him to a higher prestige and had promised him to win a Grammy if he would partake. The same album which had been recorded on the yacht where the stewardess assault allegedly had taken place had been nominated for a Grammy for the first time in 26 years in November of 2023, being 3 days before the first lawsuit against P. Diddy by Cassie. The Lil Rod lawsuit spoke more on the spiking aspect at the parties, with the lawsuit reading, quote, "It is no secret that Mr. Combs had specific bottles of alcohol designated for females and other bottles designated for his staff, his artists, and himself. This fact was detailed by former artists and bodyguards of Mr. Combs. On YouTube channel The Art of Dialogue, former bodyguard Gene Dill exposed Mr. Combs' pill mixing method used to spike cranberry juice and orange juice. According to Mr. Dill, Mr. Combs would place ecstasy and other drugs in the juices. On YouTube channel The Art of Dialogue, former artist Mark Curry exposed Mr. Combs spiking bottles of Moet champagne in the VIP section of nightclubs. Mr. Combs would have a set of Moet champagne bottles for his artists and a set for women. Mr. Combs was drugging the attendees through laced bottles of De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka, unquote. The stewardess's lawsuit claimed it was a shot of De Leon tequila which Christian Combs had allegedly given her, which she believed was spiked. De Leon tequila and Ciroc vodka was a partnership brand with P. Diddy and a brand called Diageo. P. Diddy has been dropped by the brand, with them issuing a statement saying, quote, "Despite having made nearly $1 billion over the course of our 15-year relationship, Mr. Combs contributed a total of $1,000 and refused to honor his commitments," unquote. An inmate who had claimed to be a former male escort for P. Diddy had also spoke on the spiked drinks. The inmate called Jonathan Oddy had also claimed to have been involved in a settlement lawsuit with P. Diddy, which his wife had been a witness to. The inmate's questioning was recorded by Miami police in 2018, where he had claimed that P. Diddy was allegedly spiking bottles of Ciroc vodka, which were then being used at the parties. The inmate had claimed P. Diddy had nicknames for the different spiked drinks depending on the variant of the intoxicant used in the drink.
"It's not good. He drinks it all the time." Alright, he called it Gigi.
He claimed one of the variations P. Diddy had called Tusi. This was also labelled in the Lil Rod lawsuit 6 years later, which revealed it to be a pink powder made up of a different combination of stimulants. The May 2024 lawsuit by the former model against P. Diddy had claimed that she had also been given a spiked joint. Irv Gotti had revealed in a Drink Champs interview hosted by P. Diddy's former platform of Revolt TV that P. Diddy had called these spiked joints Jeffries.
Puff is serious. He can do drugs. He done hit me with a Jeffrey one time. That Jeffrey shit is real. I smoked with Puff. I was like,
oh, it's a smoke too?
Me and my bitch was seeing things. I think this hit us with Jeffrey.
The Lil Rod lawsuit claimed that allegedly P. Diddy would provide minors and escorts with the laced beverages. Jonathan Oddy, in his statements to the Miami police, alleged that P. Diddy was using private jets to traffic the spiked drinks to various places to be used in the parties. Brendan Poole was with P. Diddy at a Miami airport during the Homeland Security raids and was arrested for felony drug possession. P. Diddy, in an apology video in May of 2024, claimed he had been seeking rehab for his problems. P. Diddy's yacht parties were once glamorized in the media, but now the darker information is coming out about what allegedly was actually going on at the parties. Several different recordings have been submitted into the lawsuits as evidence relating to the mentioned activities on the yachts. Lil Rod's lawsuit submitted several screenshots from video of his time on the yacht during the time of the alleged incident with the stewardess. The lawsuit includes video taken by Lil Rod inside the makeshift recording studio, being where the alleged incident with the stewardess had taken place. It also included screenshots of Lil Rod with Cuba Gooding Jr., who was also mentioned in the stewardess's lawsuit. The screenshots included in the Lil Rod lawsuit of Cuba Gooding Jr. claims to have been taken just prior to Cuba Gooding Jr. allegedly making advances towards him. Cuba Gooding Jr. has been sued by 2 other people making the same allegations against him. The video of P. Diddy, believed to be taking people's phones before boarding the yacht, also shows French Montana. French Montana was also mentioned in the stewardess's lawsuit as being one of the rappers she had identified on the yacht. The Lil Rod lawsuit redacted the name of a rapper on the yacht as it read, quote, "Rapper redacted on Mr. Combs' yacht, consorting with underage girls, sex workers," unquote. The footnotes refer to this rapper as, quote, "He is a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj," unquote. People believe this may be describing rapper Meek Mill. Unverified audio claimed to have leaked of Meek Mill and P. Diddy at one of the sessions, which had made rounds on the internet in April of 2024. Many other rappers were also on the yacht, such as Fabulous, who was featured in one of Young Miami's videos while on the yacht. The audio of the incident with the stewardess on the yacht was captured by Lil Rod and then provided to her to submit as evidence. The Lil Rod lawsuit reads, quote, "Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones's cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity," unquote. The incident on the yacht is just one of the audio recordings which has surfaced, being due to the lawsuit filed by the victim. The Lil Rod lawsuit also claimed P. Diddy had stashed a number of hidden cameras in his properties in Los Angeles and Miami, which would allegedly be secretly recording the activities taking place, being of the so-called freak-off sessions. The lawsuit claimed that some male celebrities would be given the laced beverages and then placed in bedrooms with male escorts, where compromising acts would be secretly filmed. The documents included screenshots which claimed to have shown Faith Evans' former husband, Stevie J, with a male escort. An adult film star called Knockout confirmed that it was himself in the photos being at a P. Diddy party. The Lil Rod lawsuit claimed P. Diddy had provided the video to Lil Rod while trying to encourage him to follow in the same footsteps, with the lawsuit claiming P. Diddy had told him, quote, "This is a normal practice in the music industry. Look, even Stevie J is doing it," unquote. Stevie J had won a Grammy for work on one of P. Diddy's past albums and had also worked on the same album as Lil Rod, and the lawsuit claimed P. Diddy had told Lil Rod that he would win Producer of the Year at the Grammys if he would follow the same path. P. Diddy's album was then nominated for a Grammy for the first time in 26 years, being in November of 2023. Which had been just 3 days before the first lawsuit against P. Diddy by Cassie. The Grammys in December of 2023 had then issued a statement concerning P. Diddy, being about the allegations against him due to the nomination for his album, which was produced by Lil Rod. The May 2024 lawsuit against P. Diddy by a former model also claimed he had told her that she would progress in her career if she were to partake in explicit activities. The Lil Rod lawsuit continued on the details about the claims of secret recordings being made of the celebrities, with the lawsuit reading, quote, "Upon information and belief, these individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent, and this is the case with the tape of Stevie J that Mr. Combs provided to Mr. Jones. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person that has attended his freak-off parties and his house parties." Upon information and belief due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs employs Jose Cruz as his IT director. This writer has spoken to several former employees of Mr. Combs who confirm that Jose Cruz is the gatekeeper to all of Mr. Combs' recordings. Upon information and belief, Jose Cruz intentionally hides behind the camera and from social media and the internet due to all of the incriminating acts he was required to record for Mr. Combs, unquote. Based on the information listed in the different lawsuits, the drink spiking and parties are believed to have allegedly been being used for multiple reasons. One indicates for the use of inebriating people to then take advantage of them, as seen in the likes of the stewardess's lawsuit, while the Lil Rod lawsuit also indicates that it is allegedly additionally done to make celebrities more susceptible to unknowingly become blackmailed. The Lil Rod lawsuit claimed that Brendan Paul allegedly sourced the drugs for the activities, while an IT director called Jose Cruz is allegedly responsible for installing the secret cameras in P. Diddy's properties in order to capture the alleged secret tapes cited in the Lil Rod lawsuit. It is unknown as to whether the yachts were fitted with secret cameras, as it was only mentioned in the lawsuit as allegedly being present at P. Diddy's properties. 27 days after Lil Rod's lawsuit, which claimed P. Diddy had stashed a number of hidden cameras in his properties in Los Angeles and Miami, these properties were then raided by Homeland Security, where electronic devices were seized. The media had also captured video of his sons, including Christian Combs, being in handcuffs outside his property. The raids, which took place simultaneously on his properties on March 25, 2024, had came after the lawsuits against P. Diddy, which accused him of several serious crimes. P. Diddy's ex Cassie, who was seen being beaten by P. Diddy in a hotel surveillance video from 2016, is cooperating with federal authorities in relation to the case against him. The federal human trafficking investigation is looking into the claims made in the lawsuits, which allege human trafficking, drug trafficking, arms trafficking, and other serious crimes. The Cassie lawsuit against P. Diddy claimed, quote, Combs often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding, unquote. Footage of P. Diddy assaulting Cassie inside an Intercontinental Hotel had been released by CNN in May of 2024. P. Diddy paid $50,000 to people within the Intercontinental Hotel to keep the CCTV footage of him beating Cassie private. The stewardess's lawsuit claimed that P. Diddy had paid off the captain of the yacht to suppress the alleged assault committed by his son. Interviewer Patrick Bet-David on his podcast had speculated that maybe the feds had intentionally leaked the CCTV video in order to show P. Diddy what they have on him as a warning. The statute of limitations had passed on the crime, therefore P. Diddy cannot be charged. The only arrest made so far in the investigation was of Brendan Paul, who had been labelled as P. Diddy's drug mule in the Lil Rod lawsuit. Brendan Paul, who had been with P. Diddy at a Miami airport on the day of the raids, and had been arrested and charged with felony drug possession, had accepted a plea deal on May 16, 2024, in order to avoid jail time. P. Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Dill, in an interview with YouTube channel Art of Dialogue, had discussed the possibility of Brendan Paul being used against P. Diddy in order to obtain a conviction. The Lil Rod lawsuit had mentioned and alleged that underage minors were also attending P. Diddy's parties and were allegedly given laced drinks. The lawsuit reads, quote, Mr. Jones has secured irrefutable evidence of Mr. Combs providing laced alcoholic beverages to minors and sex workers at his homes in California, New York, the US Virgin Islands, and Florida, unquote. The lawsuit also claims that at a listening party for P. Diddy's Love album, which Lil Rod had worked on, minors had allegedly also been spiked at his party. The lawsuit reads, quote, On or about July 2nd, 2023 in California, Mr. Combs had a listening party at his home. In addition to sex workers, there were at least 5 women in the crowd that were under the age of 16. Mr. Combs forced all of the women to drink laced De Leon liquor. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs laced the liquor with ecstasy, unquote. The lawsuit provided screenshots from this listening party, which allegedly shows P. Diddy with underage girls holding spiked drinks along with escorts. A 2011 affidavit document from a proposed proffer agreement for P. Diddy associate Jimmy Henchman Christian, who was with P. Diddy in a recording studio in 1994 setting up Tupac to be shot, revealed that the FBI had been investigating P. Diddy in 2011 for allegations being made against him of having salacious relationships with minor boys. This would mean that for the feds to include this in the report, a complaint would have had to have been made and investigated, being into the allegations being made. As the raids on P. Diddy's properties had seized electronic devices, and Lil Rod's lawsuit claimed the homes allegedly contained concealed cameras, it is now speculated on whether or not feds have seized footage of P. Diddy's alleged compromising parties. Cassie's lawsuit had also claimed that P. Diddy would make sure the so-called freak-off sessions were filmed. Jonathan Oddy, who was a male escort and had told Miami police that P. Diddy had hired him in the past for the sessions, had also claimed that he could obtain videotapes from the sessions with P. Diddy. The Patrick Bet-David podcast had speculated that from the rumors of P. Diddy working with the feds in the past, possibly the Cassie Hotel CCTV footage may have been intentionally leaked by the feds as part of a negotiation against P. Diddy to show some of the incriminating tapes they have on him for him to play ball. From what is listed in the Lil Rod lawsuit and elsewhere, there is believed to be a large amount of incriminating audio and video evidence against P. Diddy, which may continue to come out in the following weeks. The hotel footage of P. Diddy may have been after one of the so-called freak-off sessions, as he is seen in only a towel running through the hotel. P. Diddy was also sued by his former personal chef Cindy Ruder in 2017, being in a case which P. Diddy had settled, where the chef had claimed P. Diddy had made her serve food to himself and his guests during the sessions. With the ongoing federal investigation into P. Diddy, a case is being built against him by the feds, with the effort of finding viable evidence of criminal activity for prosecution based on all of the alleged crimes listed against him in the lawsuit. With there being rumors of P. Diddy working for the feds, and also allegedly being believed to have been involved in a wide-scale blackmail operation of prominent people, some believe P. Diddy is above the law and nothing will come of the investigation. Others feel that more and more evidence will be released through the media, which may lead to an arrest of P. Diddy. In this video, we took a look into transcripts of P. Diddy's son Christian allegedly drugging a woman on a yacht in December of 2022. The lawsuit was filed against both P. Diddy and Christian, with P. Diddy being labelled as a co-defendant due to it being him who had hired the yacht and the believed cover-up listed in the lawsuit. Other lawsuits, like the Lil Rod lawsuit, back the claims of the activities which were allegedly taking place on the yacht, which also provided screenshots which verified the people identified by the stewardess in her lawsuit. The audio tape from the yacht was made available to CNN, who had listened to the tape and verified the transcript to be true. No action has yet to come towards Christian Combs or P. Diddy. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smash the thumbs up button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and press that bell button so you can get all the future notifications for when I upload. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.